was just dropping off the trailer here, and I got to go to Ace Hardware or Menards. There's a couple little things in the van, some minor stuff. My switch burnt out on me, so I'm gonna need to replace that. And then I want to replace my battery charger, the house batteries. I have a bigger one, it was the older one. I'll go over why I want to change it, but yeah, I'm gonna go over to Menards or Ace Hardware and find this switch. Okay, so this is the box that I built when I was building out the van. It's basically a switch that selects where you want power coming from. So it's a power source selector is all it is, and then on the back here is where the power, where you plug into. So this switch here, I think it burnt out on me, so I'm just gonna take it apart and see what went wrong on the inside there, and hopefully it's just a switch and I can replace it. Oh, look at that. Looks like this wire here just snapped somehow. So it may not be the switch itself. Maybe I just need to put a new end on there. Let's see what happens. You know what? I'm going to just run into Menards real quick and get a little kit. Those little connector kits for wires and stuff. I don't have one in the van. I got all sorts of ones in the at the shop, but I don't have anything that lives in the van. And I should have a little kit so I can make little repairs like this in the van without having to go to the shop. So yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick. Yeah, a lot of Halloween stuff coming. We're getting close to that time of year. Ooh, I'm doing a Halloween marathon. The switch, but I don't think I need it. I think I just need the little connectors, but if I do need it, at least I know where it's at. So here's what I'm going to get. These are a little thicker and they got a little heat shrink on them, so I like these. I'm going to get these. Let's go put this thing in. Look at these clouds. Looks like it's gonna rain here. Well, after I get this in and I get all these little things I want to repair tonight, me, Morgan, and my sister Lindsay are heading out to Sycamore Speedway. We're gonna check out some races, and my nephew Tommy, his aunt on his other side, they race out there, so we're gonna go check that out tonight. So that's gonna be kind of cool. And it's coming down. Well, this makes a good day to hang out in the van and do some repairs. So this wire, it's pretty brittle. It's pretty, I was trying to cut it back a little bit to see if I could just use it, but I don't know. What I think I'm gonna do is cut it. I'm gonna just redo both ends. I'm gonna cut it way back. I'm going to lose a little bit of length, but that's okay. That I can afford based on the way I have it set up in here. So yeah, I think I'm just going to redo both of these ends, cut it way back where this wire's not so brittle. And if that doesn't work, then I'm just going to have to remake this. So it looks like this is going to work great. Okay, well, there it is. I really like these little terminals with the heat shrink on them. That's super cool. I usually always put heat shrink on my terminals just because I think heat shrink is better than just electrical tape. I used to put electrical tape around my terminals, but now I just use heat shrink, and I love the ones that are on here. So I didn't have a heat gun in the van, so I just used a lighter, which seemed to work just fine. So I just put the flame just right under there just to get the heat. You don't want to burn it, so just kind of move it around. So I'm going to let this cool, and then I'm going to reassemble this. Okay, well, it's all finished. I'm going to put it all back together and give it a test using the generator. Watch out, Jax. Now it's on exterior power, which in theory, from the generator, yeah, this thing seems to be working just fine. Now, here's the real test. Let's put a load on it. So let's just run the microwave. Mount this thing back up where it goes, and we should be good to go. The switch seems to be working great now, which is awesome. It's nice having that back in order. That's been out for about a good week and a half, 2 weeks now. I've just been switching the plugs when I've been short power or generator or whatever. Anyways, the next thing I want to do is replace my battery charger. First thing I'm going to want to do is turn everything off that is drawing power, even the lights. The air conditioner, all I did was take a screw out on the bottom that was holding the side panel light, and I replaced it with, what do they call those? An eye hook. I was just able to find the right threads and replace it with an eye hook, and then just took a regular screw with the washer and screwed it down into the wood there. That's all that's holding it. There's only 4 of them. Basically one on each side. So, yeah. Okay, so there it is. I basically have the same exact thing. It's just a little bit bigger. It's a bigger charger. And what I need to do now is unplug this and pull this whole thing off because the batteries are behind here. The cables just feed through this mouse hole here, connecting to the batteries. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this all apart. And here's my batteries. Hey, little side note, when you're disconnecting a battery, always disconnect the hot first. And when you're connecting the battery, always connect the negative first. Yeah, just do that. Okay, so I got the charger out. You know, this isn't a bad charger. I just think it's kind of small for my battery bank. So that's why I'm going back to the bigger one. When I tighten up these bolts on the batteries, I never go too tight. Just what I like to call a decent snug. That's all you need to do, is just a decent snug on that. So I've got it all wired up. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and see what happens. Alright, so when the generator is running and I have the box switched to inverter power and the van's not running, that's basically killing the power coming in. So now that I got everything wired up and plugged in, I'm gonna go ahead and hit our switch here, and it's all gonna come back on, and let's see it work. All right, everyone, so there it is. I basically just the reason I downsized on the charger originally is because I got solar and I wasn't sure, I didn't want to overcharge my batteries. So I downsized on the charger thinking that maybe a smaller charger would be okay with the solar panels charging. I wasn't too sure. A lot of times the van's going to be plugged in during the day with sunlight, and the two chargers working against each other, I just wasn't too sure. So after contacting Renogy, they told me, yes, you can have two chargers on there. You just want to be careful of how the size of chargers, because you don't want to overcharge it. However, in my case, I've got my Bodega 12-volt cooler, which is consistently drawing, and I've got some lights and some other stuff that's consistently drawing. So the smaller charger, I just don't think it was enough to compensate for that. So that's why I'm going back to the bigger charger. Anyways, it seems to be working. Everything looks good. I'm going to play with this setup for a little bit and see how it goes. So I'm going to go to a Planet Fitness, take a quick shower, then me, Lindsay, and Morgan are on our way to Sycamore Speedway. So here we go. My sister likes to mock me. She's annoying.
And the legendary Sycamore Speedway third round of all the snow, Dave Bradlaugh, running the
Well, that was pretty cool. Sycamore Speedway. I think I've been there once before when I was little. I want to say we did a job there, maybe. I don't know. I know I've been there before a long time ago, but you ever been somewhere and you're like, you know, you've been there before? Well, anyways, that's how I felt. Anyways, so yeah, I think that's it for today. If you made it this far, you're the weirdo, not me. But anyways, hey guys, I appreciate every second you guys put into watching Midwest Van Life. So like, share, subscribe, keep it simple, keep it real, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night.